What up guys, Miguel here of Yugatech, and in this video we'll be going over our top 3 smartphones of 2022 under 15,000 pesos. Now with a whole year of smartphone releases, trust me when I say it was pretty hard just to pick 3, so at the end of this we will be giving our honorable mentions. I just wanted to remind you guys that this top 3 is in no particular order, so let's jump right into it. First is the Vivo Y35, which was released just last September. Just hitting our target at 14,999 pesos, we consider it to be a top 3 phone for the simple reason that it gets everything right. Let me explain. The display is substantial with a 6.58-inch Full HD Plus IPS display with a 90Hz refresh rate, which makes it a sweet spot for both watching videos and playing games. It also packs in the Qualcomm Snapdragon 680 with the Adreno 610 GPU, which is definitely no slouch when it comes to performance. What's more is that you get an astounding configuration of 8 gigs of RAM, plus an extra 8 gigs of extended virtual RAM that should make running a whole library of apps in the background and playing games at the same time a breeze. It also gets 256 gigs of internal storage as standard, which is honestly more than what most people will ever need, and it even gets expandable microSD storage of up to 1 terabyte. Its camera setup is also solid with a triple camera setup at the back with a 15-megapixel main headlining it and a 16-megapixel selfie camera up front. It also runs on FunTouch OS 12 based on Android 12. It has a 5,000 mAh battery with 44 watts of fast charging and IP54 dust and water resistance. We do wish that it could have had 5G support and an ultra-wide camera, but for the price, it's not the end of the world. Not to mention that it carries a pretty premium and sleek design. Now, if you're looking for pure performance and the best specs in a phone under 15,000 pesos, it's hard to beat the Infinix Zero 5G. Launched in the first quarter of 2022, it already carried specs that made us turn our heads with its Dimensity 905G chipset, which is by far one of the most powerful chips you can find on a phone under 15,000 pesos. Its display is also superb, with a large 6.78-inch Full HD Plus panel and a 120Hz refresh rate. So far, it seems pretty great if you're looking to play heavier gaming titles or do some heavier tasks, because what's more is that it comes with 8 gigs of DDR5 RAM and 128 gigs of storage. Perfect for running multiple apps and storing all sorts of apps, photos, and videos. But what's even more amazing is that at this price, you can also get 5G connectivity and Wi-Fi 6, which should give you much faster data speeds. Its camera setup is also decent with a 48-megapixel main shooter and a 13-megapixel telephoto headlining the back and a 16-megapixel front camera, with also a 5,000 mAh battery with 33-watt fast charging at just 11,990 pesos. You'd be hard-pressed to find better value than this. And last in our top 3 is the Xiaomi Redmi Note 11S. It also offers a solid all-around experience but sticks out even more in some aspects. Firstly, in the display department, because you get a 6.43-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED panel that gets 1,000 nits of peak brightness, which means you'll get a pretty enjoyable viewing experience even in direct daylight. What's more is that it also has a 90Hz refresh rate and a 180Hz touch sampling rate. Pretty sweet for games. Then the next best thing is in the camera department, since it has a quad rear camera setup with a 108-megapixel main and an 8-megapixel ultra-wide starring it. Especially with the ultra-wide, it offers so much more flexibility when it comes to taking any shot really, so that is a great plus. And at the front, we also have a 16-megapixel selfie camera that has a wide angle for group shots. Awesome! Well, it's no slouch in the CPU department either, as it has a MediaTek Helio G96 processor, which is fully capable of handling most modern-day titles. It's also great to see 8 gigs of RAM on board and 128 gigs of internal storage. But it also does have a microSD card slot for expansion. It also has a 5,000 mAh battery with 33-watt fast charging, IP53 splash-proof resistance, and its panel protected by Corning Gorilla Glass 3. Now, how much is the Xiaomi Redmi Note 11S, you may ask? Well, it comes in at just 12,999 pesos for 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of internal storage. When making this list, we got some honorable mentions that could have easily also made the top 3. In no particular order, they are the Huawei Nova Y90, the Cherry Mobile Aqua SB 5G, the Infinix Note 12 Pro 5G, the Realme 10, the Narzo 50 5G, and the Tecno Camon 19 Pro. Now, if you choose to go with any of these for whatever reason it may be, you're sure to get an equally enjoyable experience as well. So that wraps up our top 3 smartphones of 2022 under 15,000 pesos. Do you agree with our list? Let us know which phone under 15,000 pesos is your favorite. Now, if you liked this video or found it informative, be sure to smack that like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and hit that bell icon so you get notified of future uploads. Be sure to visit our Facebook page. We have a TikTok, we have Instagram, and Twitter. But also visit our website for the latest tech news and reviews. Again, this has been Miguel, and I'll see you in the next one.